Shalom. I believe I had multiple dreams last night, and that they basically are the same dream. So in the first part of the dream, this guy that was a neighbor for a long time, he became a musician. And so he had basically told me, whenever you see me, I'm gonna get you my CD. So it wasn't something that was available anywhere, that you can just get it anywhere. And you basically, you got it from him. And so I had been seeking him out. And so I went around some people that I knew him, but maybe they didn't know that I knew him. And so in the seeking for him and asking for him, they basically were kind of withholding that they had seen him, or that they nonchalantly, oh, we'll let him know, but they really didn't let him know. So he so happened to come their way on another day, and I happened to be in the vicinity. And of course, when we see each other, there was, what up, oh yeah, and so, I let him know I had been looking for him. I passed on the information that, I was looking for him. And he was like, man, he's like, why didn't say nothing? So he went out of his way and got hold of the music that I was looking for of him, and got it to me. I paid him his money, and, we talked a bit. Even he found out that another friend of ours had did some music, and I had it, and, I was looking for it so I can, give it to him or whatever, but I told him how to access it. But that was the basis of the situation. You know, I had identified that I knew him, but of course, others that knew him didn't know that I knew him. Maybe he had never spoken of me, which that happens. And so that was an interesting thing. So then another like dream after that, I had a friend who owned a restaurant, and basically they said, okay, hey, come try me out, and you know just ask and see if I'm there. So upon going to the restaurant, I asked, was they there? And I guess they were used to people asking, and so the service seemed to be just regular. But then the friend came in, and they were excited to see me. Not that I spoke their name out. They spoke my name out first, approached me and everything, hugged me up, and then it's like, well, I gotta go. And so when they left, I still was waiting for my food. And it seems like the service just got substantially worse after they left. To the point that when I got my food, even another customer was about to grab my food and handle my food prior to me getting it. And when I'm like, okay, I don't really want that food because they've handled it. They've, breathed on it. I know a famous comedian told a joke about them, going to Golden Corral, and basically a young child sneezing on the macaroni and stuff, which they wanted. So they didn't do all that to my food, but they basically handled it. Putting their hands on the containers, or which had open food, and just touching the food. And so I didn't want it. I wanted new food because it had been handled, and they given it to someone else. It's almost as if it went to their table or went to them, and they had it with them for a second before, the it was realized that it was mine, and then they tried to get it back from it to give it to me. And it's like, no, I want fresh food. But it seemed like the service got substantially worse. And, it's like, okay, can you contact so and so? So, now I'm name dropping the person who invited me to come, that came there and actually identified me before I identified them. And so they basically, no, we're not going to contact them. So I end up leaving there without the food, though I've paid everything and, you know, reached out to the person, afterwards because, wasn't able to get directly to them. But I eventually got hold of them and let them know of my experience. And of course, they wanted to rectify it, but that day had already been done. So it basically hit me that this is similar to sort of my real life in a sense. And so maybe my real life has magnified and made this dream something of a reality.